Okay, we should probably be started now, I think. I'm gonna check. Not seeing it yet, so just making sure. So it's on live, so it says I'm live 10 seconds in, so. Okay, great. Yeah, we're live. Awesome. Okay, so, hello everybody. I'm Katie, in case you were wondering who I am. And I started this wonderful group a couple years ago. And so, if you're just joining us or you just joined the group, I want to welcome you to our group. I hope you find it really helpful and you're learning new things all the time, and I'm learning new things all the time. So, I want to talk about Facebook pages. So, I'm not an expert. I think like if anybody says they're an expert at social media, you should probably not trust them. Because honestly, like we're all still just learning, and there's so much to be read and so much to know. So there's quite a bit. Sorry, I was like reading that. There's just so much to understand. So if you're just now tuning in, we're going to talk about Facebook pages tonight. So I'm going to go over, we have several Facebook pages. I'm going to go over just a couple. And then I have a lot of questions that y'all asked, and some questions that were asked earlier this week. And so I want to get into those as well. So I'm going to do this. Also, if you appreciate this and you want to, for us to do this more often, just let us know in the comments, and I would love to, make sure we make this a priority. Just doing some live teaching rather than just talking about it all the time. I feel like a lot of things come up multiple times. So anyway, cool. So we'll get started. So earlier somebody's asked this several times. If you Google 1,000 likes in our Facebook page, you will find at least 3 or 4 times where people are like, should we celebrate when we get to 1,000 likes on our Facebook page? Like, why shouldn't you celebrate 1,000 likes? Why not? Go ahead. Do whatever you want. As long as you have I would think that every church should celebrate everything, personally. But that's just like me being an encourager. Also, like that I had these headphones in and I'm not even listening to anything. What am I doing? Anyway, so yeah, I definitely think you should celebrate. And how should you celebrate? That's a good question. Honestly, I think it would be great to make a funny video. I don't know what that funny video would be. But I think it would be awesome if you threw Gatorade on your pastor and you were like, yeah, we reached 1,000. I don't know. Think about that. Pray about it. But there's multiple ways. I mean, you could just make a graphic. You could make a video in Legend. Legend's a really cool app where you can just make some text videos really quickly. I should have brought my phone over here. I could have showed you. Well, too late. It's back there. So, yeah, so should you celebrate 100 likes, 1,000 likes? You should celebrate 100 too. Why not? We celebrate every time we get to 1,000 new members, so which we're coming up on 8,000 soon, which is nuts. That is crazy. But yeah, should you celebrate it? Definitely do it. Figure out a way. Do a giveaway. That would make you get more likes. Why not? I've never done a giveaway on our page personally. I don't know how we would do that, but who knows? Maybe we should. I really would love to partner maybe with a local business or a ministry partner. Like we have Project 615 here in Nashville, which we're partnered with quite a bit with other things. And so it'd be cool maybe to partner with them and do a giveaway or something. I don't know. So, I mean, why not? If it helps promote your page, I think it will help promote, the gospel. And that's good. I also got asked, this is actually outside of the other comments, what can you post on social media besides events? So I feel like we go over this a lot in the group. Honestly, events, they stink on Facebook. It is hard to promote events. That's for probably two different reasons. So the first reason is that Facebook wants to stay on Facebook no matter what. So links in general, if they're outside links and they're not to links that are huge things, like the Tennessean, when we get wrote up in the Tennessean, which is the Tennessee newspaper, and we share that link, it gets a lot of likes and traction. But that's because the Tennessean, it has a lot of has a lot of backlinks. It's a really great website. It gets a lot of traction. It already has a lot of people going to it frequently. So when we post it, it automatically gets elevated without us having to pay for it. But if we link to our website, now our website does get quite a bit of organic reach. It already gets, it gets a lot of traffic, but it's not as much traffic as the Tennessean. So our links back to our website get pushed down. Facebook's algorithm pushes it down. And I don't know, maybe, news sites get get higher reach and rather than a normal website. I'm not sure how Facebook's algorithm works, but, exactly. But I do know how to trick it a lot. And so, in order to do that, you have to promote other things in order to get the crappy things to be seen, or to reach, not crappy things, but all things are great. But I'm saying, like, the things that you, like events, they will not be seen as well as the other things if you don't do things that are engaging. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you have to, like, engage people. And so, this is our page. Our page is by no means, like, the world's greatest Facebook page. I don't think that exists. I think that, Life Church with Bo, he does such an amazing job. I'm always so inspired by that guy. If you want to watch some good Facebook pages, Bo is a great example. New Spring does really phenomenal work. There's several others that I'm just always like, wow, you're really doing a great job. And so, there's a lot of stealing. Just kidding, guys. We're not stealing. We're borrowing from each other, which is great. So, like the stop scrolling posts and those kind of things, I saw it from someone else, and then somebody else said that they saw it from me, and they were like, oh, I stole it. Is that okay? Like, yeah, that's okay. Now, stealing graphics and branding, that's a different story. Don't do that. But stealing, some phrasing and that kind of stuff, I think that's totally fine, especially if you rephrase it and you make it your own. So, you can kind of see what we're doing. We'll just go post by post for a little while. You can actually see that this is posted by IFTTT. Somebody asked, what about Instagram and Twitter? What do you do about those as well as Facebook? And how do you handle the two, having, or 3 or 4, how many social media platforms you have? How do you handle that? Personally, our church, we have about almost 7,000 likes. It's not huge or anything. Our church actually probably has much more in membership. But like we probably saw 9,000 at Easter this past Sunday. But where was I going with that? Gosh, Katie. See, I lose my train of thought too. It's totally fine. I talk super fast too, so I'm sorry. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about Facebook pages. Yeah, where was I going with that? I just floated away. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm talking about IFTT. I understand now. So, a lot of people are very adamant that you need to create different content for different platforms. I would say yes to an extent. Like, I think there are some things that work on Facebook that don't work on Instagram, and they don't work on Twitter. But there are definitely some things that you can push from Instagram to Facebook and Twitter that work just as well. And those would be graphics and pictures. Graphics and pictures, I don't think I need to write separate posts for those necessarily. Our Twitter account at this moment is primarily, I'll actually go over to our Twitter account real quick. Even though we're talking about Facebook pages, people are going to be like, what? Let's see here. That's our deaf page. Here is our regular page. Here we go. So our regular page only has 3,800 likes. And honestly, it hasn't grown significantly. Very minimal. Honestly, the growth has stagnated. So basically, all we post there is Instagram graphics, and using IFTT. This BaptUs is our Bitly link shortener that we hooked up to IFTT. And so literally that is all we do on here. And it's fine. We get 4 retweets, lots of favorites, that kind of stuff. Especially on this, that was great. Well, that was actually just a retweet from the Tennessean. So it was really awesome. We were featured on the front page of the Tennessean for Easter. That's such a great story. I'm going to share that maybe with you later. Anyway, about church revitalization that we're doing here in Nashville. Okay, so back to Facebook. There are some things that work only on Facebook. I'm going to show you kind of what those things are. So a lot of this is posted over from Instagram via IFTT. Now, posting video directly to Facebook, of course you have to do that. Don't post it from YouTube. Don't post it from Vimeo. Don't copy and paste the link over. Post it directly into Facebook, because Facebook wants to stay on Facebook. It wants to get the views. It wants to get maybe the ad revenue in the future. And so it will only promote that. Now, see, this video, this is a cut from Easter morning, is a Chainbreaker Choir remix or whatever that we did. It's gotten 19,000 views. Now, I posted this yesterday morning, but then I did a repost later that night because I wanted to see what the difference was. And there's a lot of people, and that was another question. How often should you post on Facebook, but when should you post on Facebook? People ask this all the time. When should I post on Facebook? Literally any time is a good time to post on Facebook. There's really not a bad time. I would say, since you're a church, you probably shouldn't post like after 11 p.m., but I mean, maybe you should. Maybe you should try and see if people respond to that. So I posted this first yesterday. Let's see here. Yesterday at like, I felt like I posted it earlier than 1:21, but maybe I did post it at 1:21. Okay, so I posted at 1:20, which is a random time. It's not even lunchtime. So there was no strategy in posting it. I just thought, you know what, this clip is done, let's get it out there. So I posted it, and it got, 31,000, and then it got 250 likes, and 151 shares, and a bunch of comments. Now, this is not normal for us, one bit. Normal is like 11. Even this is a lot, and that's because we won an award, or a ministry won an award. But yeah, this right here is normal. Stop scrolling and we get this one guy. But that's okay. Our people don't like to have, they're learning to talk to each other online. So the second one, which is posted at a better time, I would think, 6:47, later at night, only got 166 views, or 166 likes, sorry, and 80 shares, where the other one was 150 and 250. So you can see where, dramatically different. And so the afternoon posting did much better than the 6:47 at night posting, which I would think would be the opposite normally. So I wanted to do maybe a deep dive. We can show some more content real quick, but I also wanted to show you our insights and that kind of stuff. I think I enjoy seeing what other people are doing. All these graphics are from Sunday Social. We're big fans, so shout out to Jonathan Mom. It saved us so much time. We love to share stuff that's been here, Young Life Capernaum meets at our church, so we love to reshare their content. We have a really great special needs ministry, so we love to feature them. Within each ministry, I like to get a volunteer that will help me, or almost every ministry that we have here at Brentwood has an intern. So that's what I like to do, is I like to partner with their intern to make sure that they're getting their stuff out. So I will give them access to our Facebook and to our Grum account so that they can schedule their own stuff out. And so most of them are charged with, hey, you need to come up with stuff and put it out every week or whatever. So our missions team, that's what this is from, is our missions team. That's what this is from, is our special needs intern. And they're doing great jobs. I give them the social media style guide that I wrote out, which is in the files tab here. And I just tell them, please pay attention to this. This is important. But otherwise, I rely really a lot on our volunteers now. For the longest time, it was just me, and a lot of times it was just this kind of content, which is great. It got 16 likes, which is pretty normal actually for us. But video's really where it's at. And then if you can get content that tells a good story, that's also good. This is our Easter album, and then this is one of those promotional type things, like join us for Discover. It's our our latest event. No, it's about, learning about the church. It's kind of your next steps or whatever, the general next steps. And I posted this after Easter. I actually let this be the only message after Easter besides the photos because I really wanted to drive people to the Discover class if they wanted to go. Of course, this only got seen by 730 people. So obviously super effective. Links are super effective. I say that sarcastically. They're not. Don't do it. But at the same time, like, sometimes it serves a place and a purpose and you need to, So, yeah. So that's what that is, Alright, so this is our, Easter sermon bumper. It got 2.8 views, which is good. I mean, that's, it's not super high, but it's higher than like a normal video. This post was from our Laughlin church service, and it got quite a bit of likes. I think this is mostly a lot of... Let's see. Okay, I think that probably wraps that section up, where we're talking about here's a whole lot of content we're doing. Okay, let's go over to insights, and we'll talk about... So, somebody asked, what demographic does Facebook reach? Good question. It depends on your church, probably specifically. For us, it is mostly, for us, it's mostly, I feel like, women. And then probably 60% women, 40% men, but that is also our church demographics. And then it is also either women in their 20s or women 65 and over for us. So... honestly, that is going to be different for each person. So that's why I write. Sometimes I'm not these people that I'm, looking at. We're not, the same kind of church. We're not reaching the same people, but that's kind of what we're doing. Let me see. Just going to see if I can find. Yeah, demographics. Here we are. Yes, like 60-40, 60, more like 70-30 at this point. This is just... yeah. So, that's who ours is. Now, I mean, honestly, that is going to be different for each person. So, if you want to go on your Facebook page and find out that information, you just go to Insights and People and find out. So, this is who we've reached. And people who are engaged. Definitely more women than men. Which is, honestly, not surprising at all to me. That is actually, that lines up perfectly with our Google Analytics. So, I mean, really not surprising. And somebody else asked, which was another good question. What was it? Should we be looking for church involvement or engagement from the unchurched? Percentage-wise, what should we be looking for? Which is such a good question. I would love to reach the one. And so we have some strategies in place, not to just like shepherd the 99, but to reach the one. And I love pastors who get a hold of that vision. I think our pastor I'm going to flip through here, at West Franklin is really getting that. His name's Matt Pearson. He's doing a phenomenal job of just teaching via Facebook Live. And I'll show you some stuff that he's doing. So you see, we post the same graphics over to theirs, to their pages. Somebody had asked about multi-campus strategy. Do I post different things to different places? I actually use the exact same graphics, but I do, of course, change their logos. I use Chrome to schedule all those out, which takes a while, but it's worth it. But do they do their own stuff? Yes. So Matt has done a great job. He sets up his own phone. And he just does these video updates he's been doing them like every day. He actually did them all every day of Holy Week, which was really, really cool of him. So this video didn't do quite as well as the other ones. This was yesterday. But you can see the ones during Holy Week really knocked it out of the park. So here he is. He was so dedicated to doing this every day. He's late to church on Easter Sunday. He's over here Facebook Living while driving, which I don't recommend. But you can just not, hate his dedication. I mean, I love that he's that passionate about it. So he's just talking about what's going to happen on Easter. He's done some 360 pictures, which was really cool. And this is all that pastor, which, I mean, he's not a tech savvy guy, but, you know, we talked to him about it, and I talked to him, I expressed, you know, how much I know that social media is the new evangelism. I think, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, if you watch the F8, I think maybe it was the opening of F8, I don't know. If you watch some of the F8 stuff, he talks about how important Facebook is for community, and that is where they're going next. Like, that is what they want to focus on, is making communities happen, increasing community. I think that's why they added the groups tab to the app today. And so, is it for reaching the unchurched? I think more so than ever. And, you know, I think it's also true of our websites too. You know, I think our websites are 60 new, 40% returning, which is mostly people who are coming to watch the sermons every week, or trying to find a life group or something like that. So, I don't have any data on if these people are new or returning that are seeing this, except that I can tell you, okay, that this video, with his two sons in the background, Holy Week Saturday, it reached 1.1 thousand views and 2,600 news feeds. He's only got 553 likes. So that's twice. He has doubled his reach, what he is supposed to be able to reach, just by doing these Facebook Live videos every day and being consistent and really, you know, trying his best to reach out to people. I love this. You know, it's getting a lot of shares. His people are sharing it, which is really awesome. I think he didn't talk to them about this. He didn't say he was going to do it. He just did it. And he's really just knocking it out of the park. I love, he also demonstrated how to park, which was funny. That wasn't a live video. He just did some videos. And then there's one video where he just got crazy amount of views. Yeah. So he got 2.2 thousand views here, and almost 6,500 people reached, and his Facebook page is only 550 likes. So I just love that he's, you know, taking the time to do that. And so is it for one or the other? It's definitely for both. I think that, you know, you can definitely teach people, but yeah, sorry, I'm like blundering now. Sorry, it's after 9 o'clock, so I can start getting a little crazy after that point. Yeah, I think that answers a lot of those questions. Yeah, it answers like 3 of those questions in a row that you gave me. Church involvement or engagement? Yeah, that was it. Somebody had another question of how do you Facebook creative pages are created by searching for one's organization. You know, Facebook sometimes creates these pages for you based on a location, especially if you didn't create a Facebook page to begin with. This is my high school. It's a pretty good example of a Facebook page that was created for us, you know, back in the day. And then they created an actual page much, much later, like this year. So, is there a way to get rid of this? No, there's not. Not that I can see. You can suggest changes. So I guess you could change some stuff out, which would be good, I guess. But I don't see a way. They also asked if there's a way to get a hold of somebody. You probably could, like, maybe report it as, like, not a public place or something. I don't know. And maybe try to get a hold of Facebook support. Facebook support's really hard to get a hold of. You can use Facebook Business Manager, and you could go that way and get support. But I would do it during business hours, because a lot of times when you go to help over here, you don't get, you won't get the chat box or the call. Not call, but there'll be a chat box sometimes here, but during business hours, and it's kind of infrequently, so you have to catch it. So if you do have that happen, you might could get a hold of somebody. So I'm not like counting you out. So maybe you can get a hold of someone. They have been helpful before in the past. So yeah, I think I answered quite a few questions there. Church involvement. The question about multiple campuses, we do post a lot of the same content. Now, almost every campus has a volunteer responsible for that campus. I personally will create, an Instagram graphic or a graphic that goes out to all of their pages every day. That's my job. Just to make sure that something is on there and the page is still live. And then also I email all of our campus pastors every Monday and ask for them for 2 statements, one for Tuesday, one for Friday, that talks about the sermon. And so I'll post those, like this right here. Does God's church have a mission, or does God's mission have a church? That was from Doug, who's the pastor at Woodbine. And I'll take those and I'll post them for them. Yeah. So we have, this is basically completely a volunteer, and they have our style guide and those kind of expectations and whatnot from us. Yeah. So that's that. I'm going to go back over here and see if y'all ask me any questions. Got a lot of likes here, which is great. Okay. Oh, hey. Style guide. Oh, yeah. Alright. Sorry. Okay. Okay, how is that achieved? How is that achieved? The people are sharing it. He didn't ask them to share it. And I don't know if he's calling them out and asking them to or not. But we don't boost any of those posts from the Church at West Franklin. They have not been boosted at all. Any of those Facebook Live videos have not been paid for. And so I would say, even this one, is 424 views, which is less than his likes. But this one's 1.2. It's only got 4 shares. I feel like just doing it, Like, start doing it and doing it consistently, and you'll see more organic reach naturally. If that doesn't happen, let me know. Maybe we can figure out if, like, if there's another way, if there's something that we can do to... Maybe the content needs to be more engaging. You can maybe change it up, get them to talk about something completely different. I feel like a lot of people love seeing, and something I encourage our pastors to do is pray online. It's awkward, and even talking to your camera is so awkward. Like Matt was talking to me, and he was like, so extremely awkward just to talk to my camera. And I was like, I know it is. It is. Like, it's hard to get past it. It's hard for me to get past it right now. Cause I'm like, oh, this is weird. I'm just talking to myself. There's no one talking to me. But at the same time, like, I just think it's so important. I think we have to get past the awkwardness, because I feel like, what we're doing right now, I'm talking to you, you're talking to me, and it's important. I'm talking to myself a little bit, but, I think the reach will happen naturally if you just actually start doing it and you do it really consistently. Like, he did it every day for a week, at the same time. So he did it at like 7 a.m. every day. So get your pastor to do the same thing. Do it every day at 7 a.m. And of course, get him to talk for a while. I've had to tell the guys, like, you're going to have to talk for more than 5 minutes, because people are coming in late, and, may want to ask questions or give you prayer requests. So you may have to talk a little bit longer. Okay. Seth says, volunteer highlights and video of your worship team doing full song has great organic reach. And yes, it does, which is what, we talked about here with our Chainbreaker song. I mean, almost every time we post our worship choir and orchestra playing music, it does amazing. I mean, you just can't beat it. I can show you our video analytics here. The video is number 1. Let me just get that straight. Like, you can post graphics all day, you can boost things with money, but video is where it's at. And then if you can boost a video with money, then you're really getting it. But video is definitely the most important. I was going to see if I can look at video insights. Videos. Cool. This has changed already. Actually, let me go into publishing tools. I think that's where. Yeah, video library. This is what I was thinking of. I have this one. Greater than 10,000 views. Okay, so you can kind of see our history here. So almost all of our stuff isn't pre-produced content that's doing really well. It is always live content that does the best. And so our Chainbreaker one, which is our worship choir, our pastor speaking about, of course, politics, B.B. Winans, I'm saying his name probably wrong, but he came and worshipped with us, and he did amazing. Immersion 2017, which is with Dr. Russell Moore, also did incredible. We did pay for that, so I want to be clear about that one. The Bible Flip book is something I've shared before in our group, and basically it was just this video. Actually, I can just play it for you, probably, within the thing. That won't be weird at all. Anyways, it's just you can just pause it and be like, oh, I need to read Luke in 2017. I need to read Titus. Anyways, it got shared quite a bit, and it got seen multiple times, which is awesome. That's really all we wanted. And because of that, other things got elevated. You see, as your organic reach grows, like, your other things that aren't as exciting and powerful grow as well. You know, they get seen more because of that. They kind of feed off of each other, I feel like. This is cut from our Christmas, this was a produced one. This was a music video, so that was produced. It did really well. This was produced, Special Needs Ministry. Again, Travis Cottrell, he led worship here a couple weeks ago. Our Deaf Bible app, it was pre-produced, but also did really well. But almost, I'd say 90% of these videos are ones from worship. So, in case you were wondering what works the best, clips from worship work really well. Of course, you probably need to look at your CCLI licensing and that kind of stuff. I'm not a licensing expert. Don't act like I am. So, yeah, you might do that. I found that if you schedule a live stream, let people know it in advance. Yes, you can schedule a live stream and let them know in advance. Yeah, we're actually not live streaming our services every Sunday. We did for a little while, and then it kind of got a little hokey. We're still looking at like the best provider, and honestly, I think our internet's getting a little crazy, but we're working on that. So, yeah. I've definitely noticed an organic lift on other posts. I do think that it boosts. Sorry, I'm reading comments while you're. I do think that posting regularly on Facebook Live helps your page. I don't really know why, but I do think it does. So, and yes, I said deaf, not death. We have a deaf ministry. So, well, a deaf church actually. Their whole congregation. We're actually, I think, the largest deaf church in the world. Yeah, our deaf church building is in Ripley's, believe it or not. Kind of random facts. I'll give you the church tour if you want to come visit. Okay, so, anyway, we're done talking about Facebook pages, I think. I feel like I gave you quite a bit. What are 5 topics that engage people? Oh, that was a good question. I'm like, have my, thing of questions. You can't tell it. You can't see it, but 5 topics that engage people. Questions. You should always use questions. Start everything with a question. It doesn't matter what it is, but start it with a question. I closed out of Brentwood's. Let me go back to it. Okay. So, want to be encouraged and learn someone's story? Sign up. People want to see themselves in it, so if you can avoid saying join us, do it. You know, that's an intern, which, you know, for the most part, she's done a terrific job. What was the last emoji you used? Which didn't get a lot of great views, but most of ours that have questions usually do. So if you want more, use video, ask questions, especially large text questions like that. If you can keep it short and to the point, that's definitely going to work really well. I wish I could go further back. Also, you know, here's our pastor. He's just talking. This is not even Facebook Live, and it did extremely well as well. Let's see. yeah. Faces do really well. Make sure you include people's faces, especially like real people. That's definitely where it's at too. Facebook is about faces. So, all right. So that is everything that I have for you. I know you're still watching, and I'm sorry. I'm getting really sleepy now. So, hope you're all having a great night, and hope this was useful information. I hope I didn't talk way too fast. I probably did. I apologize for that. But, until next time, I'll see y'all later.